Good afternoon and welcome. This is Spectrum Television News at 12. I am Uyai Aniakan, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Let's take a look at the major stories. President Tinubu names 11 NPC commissioners, reappoints 9. Akwa Ibom State government adopts draft of recurrent and capital estimates for 2024 budget. Plus, United Nations Rights Chief Turk accuses Hamas and Israel of war crimes as civilians flee south. We will bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. First in the news this afternoon is Nigeria's leader, President Bola Tinubu, who has appointed 20 Nigerians to serve as federal commissioners in the National Population Commission, NPC. 9 of the current commissioners were reappointed for second term in office, while 11 others were newly appointed. In a statement by his spokesman during Gilali, the president charged the new and returning NPC commissioners to successfully implement all measures taken by his administration to produce and effectively appropriate accurate population data with which lasting solutions to Nigeria's socio-political and economic challenges can be conclusively developed and executed. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu yesterday signed the 2023 supplementary budget of 2.17 trillion naira at the presidential villa in Abuja. Recall that Tinubu had written the National Assembly seeking the approval of the sum of 2,176,791,286,033 naira as the 2023 supplementary budget to address labor wage adjustments, security, and more. The president had also sent the 2024-2026 medium-term expenditure framework (MTEF) and fiscal strategy paper to both chambers of the National Assembly. Recently as well, the Senate passed 819 billion naira, making provision for a 500 billion naira palliative package. He said the supplementary bill was necessary for additional palliative measures, including wage awards. In the meantime, President Tinubu has recently stopped the implementation of a hike in electricity tariff and insisted that subsidy be paid on power consumed nationwide. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, revealed this at a press briefing in Abuja. Adelabu stated that the federal government would investigate the legality of 5-year license extension given to privatized power distribution and generation companies, stressing that the operating licenses of the firms would have expired on October 31st, 2023. The minister further stated that non-implementation was causing liquidity crisis in the sector, but stressed that the president had refused to allow a raise in electricity rate. He, however, pointed out that tariff would be increased at the appropriate time, which would be after sensitization and communication with the public, adding that there must also be an assured incremental and regular supply. Away from that, the Vice President Kashim Shettima has reiterated President Bola Tinubu's commitment to the overall development of the Niger Delta and other parts of the country. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communications Office of the Vice President, Stanley Nwokocha, said this in a statement released to newsmen. Shettima, who represented Tinubu at the grand finale of the All Progressives Congress APC gubernatorial rally in Bayelsa, said the state remained dear to the visions and developmental focus of the Tinubu-led administration. According to him, plans for development of the region and other parts of the country in terms of infrastructure, technological advancement, education, and harnessing the bountiful resources have not only been mapped out, but are being gradually laid out. In a separate development, the Minister of State, Water Resources and Sanitation, Bello Goronyo, has said that the federal government will collaborate with the Cross River State government to improve food production and security. The minister also urged the Cross River Basin Development Authority to work with stakeholders through the expansion of more irrigable lands to boost food production. The Ministry Director, Press and Public Relations Unit, Fumi Imotiyan, made this known in a statement. The minister, while addressing the need for adequate food production, added that the move was in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu. To the Green Chambers now, where the House of Representatives Committee on Federal Capital Territory FCT has urged the Minister Nyesom Wike to prioritize security of life and property in the nation's capital. It also implored the former River State Governor to commit his energy, experience and network to improve on revenue generation to fund the infrastructural development of the FCT. The Chairman, House Committee on FCT, Mukhtar Aliyu, gave the charge in Abuja at the inaugural meeting of the panel. Betera, while urging members to dedicate their time and energy to the realization of the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu, said the committee could not afford to fail FCT natives and residents in the task entrusted to them. In another development, the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has deployed 1,500 personnel and 35 vehicles, including tow trucks, as part of preparations toward ensuring a smooth conduct of the forthcoming off-cycle governorship election in Imo, Kogi and Bayelsa. This is contained in a statement by the Deputy Corps Marshal, DCM, and Corps Public Education Officer, CPEO, BC Kazim, in Abuja. According to Kazim, the FRSC Corps Marshal Daud Abayo ordered operatives of the Corps to cover the elections to ensure effective collaboration with the Nigerian Police Force, NPF. This, he said, included the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and other security agencies in the enforcement of restrictions on vehicular movement. Back here on the home front, the draft, recurrent and capital estimate for the 2024 budget of Akwa Ibom State Government, with the policy thrust of supporting the execution of their RISE agenda, has been adopted by the state. The State Commissioner for Information, Inyeme Mobong, who disclosed this while briefing newsmen shortly after the enlarged State Executive Council meeting, said for the 2024 draft budget estimate, which was presented by the State Commissioner for Finance, the total recurrent estimate is 352.7 billion naira, while capital estimate stands at 487.895 billion naira, bringing the total budget to 840.632 billion naira. On the geographic information systems, Aquaxis, the commissioner noted that the senior special assistant to the governor on ICT, Frank Ikpeyong, had also presented the software applications to be deployed in the execution of Aquagis, payment of bursary and awards to undergraduates, and project monitoring and evaluation. He promised that the apps would help in the efficient administration of the various programs to which they will be applied, stressing that the governor therefore charged the SSA to ensure that technology is used to plug all loopholes of financial leakages within the governance system. Government House correspondent Jane Uwa reports that the information board also announced that ESCO directed that the State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs should strictly enforce the extant law of the State House of Assembly, which mandates all principal officers of local government areas to reside within their jurisdictions, adding that approval was given for emergency intervention at Afiansa village in Eket local government area to stop the erosion and reconstruct the destroyed portion of the road. We move now to Africa, where peace activists traveling the world on a cruise ship dubbed the Peace Boat, docked at port, has called for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. The peace activists claim that the war in Gaza is clearly against the international law. Reports say thousands of Palestinians are fleeing south from Gaza City on foot.
The ceasefire vowed to destroy Hamas after the
Still in Africa, Libya International Criminal Court prosecutor has updated the United Nations Security Council on the progress in human trafficking investigations. The prosecutor, Karim Khan, said his office has undertaken over 15 investigation missions and collected more than 4,000 items of evidence over the last 6 months. The update came 18 months after the implementation of a renewed strategic plan for the work of ICC in Libya. On the foreign scene, United Nations Human Rights Chief Volker Turk has said that Hamas and Israel have both committed war crimes during the past months. Turk urged both sides to agree to a ceasefire to allow aid deliveries to Gaza, the release of hostages by Hamas, and to work toward an end to the occupation. Meanwhile, the United States and its G7 allies have reportedly rejected calls for a ceasefire, putting them at odds with mounting calls from Arab partners and international aid agencies.
Atrocities that were perpetrated by Palestinian armed groups on the 7th of October were heinous, brutal, and shocking. They were war crimes, as is the continued holding of hostages. The collective punishment by Israel of Palestinian civilians amounts also to a war crime, as does the unlawful, forcible evacuation of civilians. There is an urgent humanitarian imperative to reach the population that is increasingly isolated, including in the north and middle areas of Gaza, cut off from the very limited aid that is entering Gaza. Just in the last few days, my colleagues have been receiving reports about an orphanage in the northern governorate that has 300 children in need of urgent help. With communications down,
still on the foreign scene, Palestine Red Crescent Society has said that a total of 106 trucks carrying food, water and medical supplies arrived at the Rafah border crossing between Egypt and Gaza amid growing calls for international aid agencies for a ceasefire to allow more aid into the besieged enclave. The society said the delivery from the Egyptian Red Crescent did not include desperately needed fuel, which Israel has banned from entering Gaza, claiming Hamas would commandeer supplies for military purposes. According to the Palestine Red Crescent, brings the total number of aid trucks into Gaza since October 7 to 756. In the news. Marcus Rashford's red card cost Manchester United in Champions League Copenhagen defeat. Stay tuned for details of this and more after this timeout.
For brilliant broadcasts and entertainment, sports on the go, and news from the world. Watch Spectrum TV on StarTimes DTH Channel 421 and free-to-air frequency 12733. Visit our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
Nigerian police, which is the only one allowed by grossly abused. Our governors have to share police powers with the president as stipulated by the constitution. We do not have a federal government police force. We have the Nigerian police force, which shall be administered, organized, and supervised by the Nigerian police force.
No, my lord, I want to say something. I want to say something here. Perhaps it might also enlarge the scope of people who should be invited here for examination. My lord, if we cannot find those who literally murdered Abiola, who are those people who could be said to be the beneficiaries of the death of Abiola?
Rogers has linked you with some of the killings he did.
He never did.
He linked you with the attempted murder of Hebrew.
He did not.
My lord, the Matters Council is leading the evidence in our matters.
Is this an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my lord, but you can't be talking about cases which are in court,
Is
my
this
lord.
an adversary proceeding?
It's not, my lord. These cases are in court, my lord. I'm just reminding your lordship.
My lord, sorry, my lord, I think I'll be in cross-examination.
Legally Speaking, a program that deals with legal issues and questions we face as citizens of this amazing country, Nigeria. Legally Speaking. Join us every
Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
for Legally Speaking.
Thanks for staying tuned, and now to the rest of the news stories. On our business news, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has disclosed that every banknote remains legal tender and should not be rejected by anyone. This is actually Apex Bank directed all its branches across the country to continue to issue different denominations of the old and redesigned banknotes in adequate quantities to deposit money banks. This disclosure was contained in a public statement issued by the Director of Corporate Communications of the CBN, Issa Abdulmumin, in Abuja. Issa further advised members of the public to reduce the pressure on the use of physical cash and embrace alternative modes of payment. Still in business, the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, has revealed that the oil and gas sector in the country failed to attract foreign investment for the first time in Q2 2021 amid the global push for cleaner energy. The NBS, in its Nigeria Capital Importation Q2 report, stated that the federal government failed to convince IOCS to invest in the oil and gas sector between January and June. The report showed that the country had no foreign capital importation into the sector in the period under review. The report comes on the heels of various divestment efforts by international oil companies into cleaner energies and to neighboring countries as a result of commitment to the United Nations agenda that seeks to cut emissions from fossil fuels to zero by 2050. Moving now to health, where the coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Ali Pate, has said that the rotavirus disease claims the lives of more than 330 African children under the age of 5 every day, along with a significant burden on families and healthcare systems. Pate said this at the 14th African Rotavirus Symposium organized by the African Rotavirus Network in Abuja. Pate, who was represented by the Director General of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Ifedayo Adetifa, noted that nearly 250,000 children under the age of 5 succumb to rotavirus annually, and hundreds of thousands more are hospitalized. Reports say rotavirus is the leading cause of severe diarrhea in children, and its impact is devastating, leading to countless hospitalizations, misuse of antimicrobials, and tragically the loss of lives. Still in health, stakeholders at the ongoing 33rd Annual General Meeting and 17th Scientific Conference of the Nigerian Society of Pharmacognosy have emphasized the crucial role of natural remedies products in promoting human health and reducing the burden of disease. The Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke, represented by the Commissioner for Health, Jola Akintola, at the 4-day event, stated that it was important to reconsider and appreciate the inherent benefits of natural products in the promotion of well-being and improving health care outcomes. The Commissioner further emphasized the need to strike a balance between preserving biodiversity and utilizing natural resources responsibly. Now to sports, where Manchester United's fluttering season suffered another significant blow as Marcus Rashford's red card contributed to a dramatic qualification, damaging Champions League 4-3 defeat by FC Copenhagen. In a wild and wonderful contest in the Danish capital, United showed guile and grit for periods and twice looked to have claimed a crucial win before succumbing late on to a goal from 17-year-old substitute Rooney Baji. United defied their numerical disadvantage to hold the home side at bay before again claiming the lead through Bruno Fernandes' penalty awarded via VAR for a handball by Lucas Lerenga. But the home side were not to be denied. Lerenga made amends and drew them level with a back post effort before Barji hammered home after United failed to clear. Still in sports, Abia Comets Football Club of Umuahia will play their first match of the 2023-2024 Nigerian National League NNL on Saturday, November 19 against Ekiti United of Ado Ekiti. The two teams are in Southern Conference Group A of the NNL. The match, which will be played at Oluyemi Kayode Stadium in Ado Ekiti, will involve the Umuahia and Ado Ekiti-based football clubs. Speaking to newsmen in Umuahia about his team's preparation for the upcoming season, the media officer of Abia Comets, Emmanuel Chinedu, said that the Kevin Eje-coached team has put together all the necessary arrangements to shine in the first match and subsequent games. On our entertainment news, Nigerian film Adire, featuring the talented Kehinde Bankole, has made its long-anticipated, theatrical debut, raking in an impressive 8 million naira in its opening. According to the Cinema Exhibitors Association of Nigeria, CIAN, the film won studios features earnings between October 3rd through the 5th, 2023, placed it in the 3rd position on the Nigerian box office chart. The latest records release show that Adire displaces Small Talk by Biodun Steven, which was in the 3rd position as of last week, but is now 4th with 3.8 million naira. Still on entertainment, rising Afrofusion sensation Tracy Selassie has released a new single, International Local Babe. The song's captivating visuals are brought to life by director RD, and focal inception handles the eye-catching photography. Set on a beach town in Ghana with colorful Ankara and Kente outfits, Tracy Selassie proudly shows off her heritage and affirms she is a local babe. Reports say International Local Babe is the first single from Tracy Selassie this year, and she is eager to share more new music soon. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do well to follow us on social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, Spectrum TV Live. My name is Uyai, and thanks for being a part of this, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Good afternoon.